Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am playing with some fun Brutus Monroe products. Now I'm playing with glitter glaze, which as you guys know is my favorite thing in the entire world. I'm going to be scrapbooking this photo of Christopher on his last birthday with his little pile of presents here. So I grabbed some mirror stock, super shiny prism cardstock. I have a couple of Brutus Monroe stencils and the Slimline Rainbow Paper Collection. I'm going to put it on a sheet of black cardstock, so let's see what I can do. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out some of these really awesome Slimline papers. Now, I've pulled out a variety of glitter glazes, and I'm going to match my glitter glaze to my paper so that I can get a pretty cool tone-on-tone effect. Now, the colors are not going to be an exact match. I don't want that. I want there to be a little bit of difference there. That way the glitter glaze is really going to pop off the papers here. So now that I have these all picked out, I'm trying to figure out like how wide my papers need to be. Like what do I want to do? Do I want there to be a gap between my papers over top of my 12 by 12 black piece of cardstock? Do I want to try to figure out a way so that there's not a gap? How do I want to get my papers lined up? And I'm figuring that out. And once I figure that out, I just grab my little trimmer and go ahead and get these cut down. Now, I have had questions in the past about my name on my trimmer. No, it's not so you guys don't forget my name, and it's not so I don't forget my name. I had gone to a Junkie Fest event, and a lot of people have the same supplies, right? So I went ahead and put my name on my trimmer there. I promise I remember my name. So now I'm going to go ahead and get to the fun part, and that is going to be glitter glazing these pieces of paper with my stencils. So I'm going to use my palette knife that I only use for glitter glaze, and then I'm just going to dabble some out of the jar and press it right on down through the stencil. Now I am only going in one direction. That is going to allow me, well, besides that little flip up right there, but what that is going to do is allow me to get as much glitter glaze as possible through the stencil. The more that you work the glitter glaze around the stencil back and forth, you're going to get more opportunity to get your glitter glaze underneath of the stencil instead of just on top of it. Now, I am going to go ahead and do a variety of colors and stencils here. So I've got these two stencils, and I'm going to have 3 of the hearts and 3 of the lace, and then I will go ahead and get my layout made. So I am in love with glitter glaze. It just, it's one of those products that you get and it just makes your heart happy. Like you can feel it way down in the depths of your soul. And glitter glaze is that product for me. So I do this with all of the pieces of paper, and you can kind of see them spread about my workspace over here. And then I'm going to grab some mirror stock. Now, mirror stock is a 6x6 paper, and this is Prism. When I made the layout, it was available on the website. I'll link it down below if it is still available. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and trim my photo down. I'm going to first matte the photo on some black cardstock, and then I'm going to matte that on the mirror stock. And what that's going to do is give me a defining edge around the photo that's going to kind of differentiate from between the super like you can see the mirror stock, how it's not sparkly. What is the word I'm looking for? It's like all shiny and cool. But I am going, I do want that differentiation with the black cardstock around the photo. So I go ahead and get that bad boy down, and I am loving this, loving it so much. I'm going to pop this photo up on some Fun Foam. Now, Fun Foam is fun because it does have adhesive on one side. If your foam doesn't have adhesive on either side, it's unfun foam. And for some reason, if they start making foam with adhesive on both sides, it's super fun foam. Like I've got the names, guys. Like the names are there. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my glitter glazed papers down onto the black cardstock, and I'm trying to figure out where I want them to go. Now, they are mostly dry. They are not completely dry because that's just kind of how I roll. I'm a little bit too impatient to wait for my projects to completely dry. A lot of the times I work directly over top of wet glitter glaze, but this time this was not one of them. So I figured out where the pattern papers were going to go, and I went ahead and adhered them down. And now I'm going to use my stamp set here, and I'm going to stamp out some Raven detail ink using my MISTI here. And I'm just stamping these out on the offcuts of the colors that I used to glitter glaze with. And what that is going to do is allow me to get my words and my text on this page, because let's face it, I didn't really leave a whole lot of room for me to write on this page or to place a title. So I've decided that I'm going to use lots of words and decorate with words. And there are plenty of sentiments in this stamp set that I can use that will allow me to go ahead and get the thought across. Like the point of the layout is you're definitely going to be there. Like it's obviously Christopher on his birthday, and then with each of these little sentiments, you're going to be able to feel the love and the birthday and all the things. Like this one says, "I seriously love you," and I seriously do love that man. He is a good egg, you guys. Get yourself a good egg and you hold on to it. So like I said, I am using the offcuts of the papers that I glitter glazed on. Now, I am not going to glitter glaze these papers whatsoever. I don't want to compete with the sentiment. Some of the sentiments are a little bit harder to read than others, and that's just because I am placing a dark sentiment on some dark paper. Now, it is a little bit more difficult to read in the video here, like you can see it in real life better, but you know, that's just the way the videos go sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and get these all marked up. And then now that I have them done, I'm just going to put that off to the side. Yes, I will go clean my stamps, my MISTI, all of the things. I will clean them all. But right now, my priority is getting this layout done. So I'm trying to figure out where exactly I want the photo of Christopher to go and where I want the sentiments to be. So I'm just going to trim down the sentiments. I'm not measuring. They're not going to be perfect rectangles. They're not going to be perfect squares. None of this is going to be perfect, you guys, and that is okay. Now, if you wanted everything to be so precise and measured out, then my word, you go for it if that's what makes you happy. But doing this kind of thing makes me happy, where I'm just, you know, kind of looking at it and going with it, and whatever works, works for me. And I will say that when I stopped putting so much pressure on myself to have my stuff be perfect, I got so much more joy out of it, you guys, so much more joy. And that's just me. And I've let go of that pressure a little while ago, so some of you might have heard this before, but I do enjoy it. So now I am going to put adhesive on the back of all of these, and I'm also going to bring back out the mirror stock and put adhesive on there as well. So there's just a little bit of adhesive on here to kind of hold them in place. I will have to use a liquid adhesive once I am completely finished with the layout. I will find that liquid adhesive holds a lot better when you are gluing on top of dried glitter glaze, and that is because glitter glaze, when it is dry, has texture to it. There are nooks and crannies, and the liquid adhesive really gets in there and grips a hold of it so that your project doesn't fall apart. So I always recommend a liquid adhesive when you are gluing on top of dried glitter glaze. So now I'm just trying to figure out where I want these to go, where it looks good. And again, the video lighting is giving you a little bit more whoa in your face from that mirror stock than what you kind of see in real life. But I think you guys kind of get the idea. So now I decide that I needed a little bit of extra love on this layout because this is about my husband and I do love him with an unwavering, unquestionable love. So I grabbed the 3 little hearts that are in that stamp set as well, and I'm just going to stamp these hearts around in some of the black spaced areas. And I really just love the little bits of hearts kind of finish off the layout for me. Now I definitely am not going to journal on this layout whatsoever. You don't need it. Like, it's his birthday, obviously, and this is not the only photograph of his birthday. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me as I get to play with glitter glaze, which is one of my favorite things in the entire world. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.